Hello. Welcome, everybody, to Wilton Wednesday. Can you believe that it's Wednesday again and that we are just a few short days away from Founders Day? From the Founders Day Gala. Who better to share this jubilant time of the year than Ted?
Why, yes, Chad. We are. Hold on. Put that crate over there. Yeah, yeah. No, no. Next to the other one. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, we just had 6,000 hot dogs brought in, and we ran out of space downtown to store it, so we're putting it in the basement here. But at the Bunker Studios. Yes, this is
Six,
August.
did you say 6,000 hot dogs?
We expect a lot of hungry people this year at Founders Day, so we want to be ready for them.
Ted, this begs the question.
Yes.
Is a hot dog officially a sandwich?
I classify it more as a finger food. It could be a hamburger is a sandwich, right? Hot dog, it's kind of like you can eat it with one hand. That if you can eat it with one hand, that's I think in the definition in Funk and Wagnalls that sandwich requires two hands, unless you're driving, of course, and texting. Then then, you, then all bets are off. If you can eat a hamburger with one hand while you're driving and texting, you're doing pretty good.
A
But
three-finger burrito.
yes, but yes,
So we have an exciting day
yes.
plus ahead of us.
Oh, absolutely.
I
We're
mean,
literally
what's
today's what
going on in Wilton in preparation for the exciting events?
today's the 14th, right? So two
I
more
hope
days till
so.
Friday, and that's the first day of Founders Day. You can see back here we got our festive gala uh, banners up, posters all around town. We got music and everything else. But yes, preparations are in effect. The police department has been engaged for properly blocking off the parade route, which will go from the high school through the town and take a left turn down at 4th and Mauer Street, where hopefully this year, for the first time ever, we're allowing an interloper to come in and be a judge. Now, we all know Chad and we love Chad, but technically he's an interloper. But he's going to be on his best behavior because he would actually like to make this an annual thing where he gets to be a judge of the parade. And I did get some inquiries, Chad, as to what your criteria might be for judging the floats and the entrance in the parade. Do you have anything in mind? Have you gone online and done a online parade judge seminar or anything that gives you some hints as to what you should look for?
Ted, now you're not a judge, right?
No, I no,
No,
I
I can't share this information with you. It's strict. Now there
I get
have been
that
packets
must have
of information,
yeah, yeah.
we'll just say prepared,
Okay, well that must have been in
and
that seminar
that's
that
as
you
far
need.
as I can go about it
So,
with
so
this
in
right now.
theory, if I knew what your criteria was, I could go tell my favorite entrance this is what he's looking for, and they would skew their entry to make it be more than what you're. Okay, I get it. That's very good of you. So you're on the up and up this year. There's not going to be any favorites played. The garden club
Ted,
is not going to have an advantage over the little dancing fairies or the high school bands or the tractors or the fire trucks from all over the place. Lord help us if we have a fire during the Founders Day parade because there's usually like 40 fire trucks in there. So
would it surprise anybody though if the family, as long as there was no life form alive in the house, that they would just rather just have their house burned to the ground than have to inconvenience themselves in missing part of the parade?
You
I mean,
pose an
houses can be rebuilt, right?
yeah, yeah, and
How
the
many
parade
chances do you get for this
and then the parade
annual?
is once it's gone, it's gone. It's like airtime on television. Once that
Except,
hour is
Ted,
gone,
this is a great chance to say that this year we will broadcast right here on this very channel and on the Wilton, Iowa, what we call it, the community. If you grew up in Wilton, we'll broadcast it live on that as well.
By the way, I did see the local telephone company, WTC. They are wiring up the downtown with Wi-Fi. So should make for an interesting time down there as we, report live and in person the doings right down there at the main intersection by the city hall.
Now, do you think that they were doing this to maybe sway the judge's opinion about their entry in the parade?
Well, there's always that potential for bias in human nature. I mean, we tend to like what we in some other person or entry and what we agree with. Oh, we like that, versus if that other person disagrees with us with what we think, we don't like that. So there is that possibility that Mark Peterson may have issued a, probably not in writing. He's too good of a businessman for that, but kind of, fellas, let's just say it's not their night, okay? And maybe that will happen. Now, but if we have stone cold, honest, forthright, above reproach judging, that shouldn't matter, should it?
Ted, let me just put it to you this way.
Yes.
At this point, the cat is both alive and dead inside the box. Just don't open the box until parade day.
Is that your quantum cat theory?
That's my quantum cat theory. Kind of.
Maybe that's what J.D. Vance was talking about. Those cat ladies.
I don't know.
The quantum cat ladies.
The quantum cat. The quantum cats. But as we look at the Founders Day.
Yes. Oh, well, that is kind of a thing that we've developed over the last 5-6 years is, the carnivals, the rides, the Ferris wheel, all that stuff. All that stuff has not really been serviced or repaired since like 1958. And
let alone cleaned or sanitized.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little suspect as to, I want little Johnny or little Mary to get on the octopus ride that, boy, those wheels look like they're wobbling terribly. But so we've been doing the bounce houses, and the kids get for a single $20 thing both days, unlimited use. And on Saturday, we're bringing in this giant rock climbing wall, which we're hoping the older kids have a little fun with too. So we're really trying to make it a family-friendly event that the kids can have a good time. And the bounce houses, they're not just a bounce house like you see in a backyard at a birthday party. You see those there. They're rather enormous. And so, yeah, it's I think we do a good job over the 2 days of wearing the kids out. And that's
now, weren't you saying something about Stone Cold earlier? Something about coming in for a wrestling match in one of these little bouncers?
No, I was talking about your
Stone Cold.
That was your attribute as a judge. Stone Cold. I mean, just there's no changing the foundation of Chad Yoakum's beliefs. I mean, he's just stone cold solid. That's what I meant. So I didn't mean to imply we were having a WWE star
performance.
I mean, if we're looking
not
for
this
star,
year anyway.
No. If we're looking for star power, I mean, I've probably got a couple 100 8x10 glossy photographs I'll autograph from my days in LA at the Olympic Auditorium.
You're going to be busy though. You got a play that you're a part of, and
yeah, we're doing a play.
I've seen you, like you are. I am impressed with Wilton. Again, I'll have to say, last week when I visited and we drove around in the golf cart and see, I mean, that it's just a small little functioning city. I mean, there's just a bustling little city hall area and everybody's doing stuff. They're look, it was just, I was impressed again.
Well,
but
that was a fun episode to do. Now, I understand that Kelsey Stafford is up for an Emmy for her performances in watering those trees.
Could be. If not, it's going to be a snub.
But
it's going to go down in history as a snub.
Well, without saying. But yes, the Wilton High School alumni, not ready for primetime alumni, are putting on a play again at 7 o'clock on Friday and 7 o'clock on Saturday at the Masonic Temple. And I have to tell you that we know almost 60% of our lines. So really, for $5, you can come out and just see adults, respected pillars of the community, make fools of themselves. That's priceless. I mean, where else could you get that done? I mean, we have so much media now where everybody is so concerned about their image that everything is planned and controlled so that the image goes out. Well, here in Wilton, you get what you pay for. $5. What do you want? Shakespeare in the park? But anyway, we're doing that Friday night and Saturday night, and we're looking forward to it. This is actually, if you want to talk about things in Wilton, we did our first play. We built a stage and did our first Christmas play in 2016. Now that seems like ancient history now, but 2016, a lot of water has gone under the bridge.
Pre-COVID, yeah. I mean anything.
Yeah.
Before COVID, like anything before like 2019 does seem like you could say a decade ago.
Yeah, ancient history.
Yeah.
So since that time, then in 2017 would have been our first Founders Day play, and we've done them ever since. So we've had a good time doing it. We have some fun memories, and if we want to take a look at who you might be able to see in our play this year, we have some headshots that we might take a peek at. But Becky Allgood has selected the plays, modified the plays, written the plays, directed the plays, agonized over the plays. Some of the years, the first time we ever, and there's Becky, that's she's got a background in theater and production and all that kind of stuff, and has lent her style and talents to producing these plays. And basically, when we put these plays on, it's everybody's a volunteer. And what the point I was getting at is, a couple of years, the only time we ever finally got the entire cast together at one time was the night of the play. so it's always it's kind of a crapshoot to see how well it goes. But we're enthusiastic and we have a good time. And like I say, some pillars of the community are in it. I've been typecast as a villain, if you can imagine that. So
typecast as a villain?
Well, it's going to ruin my career in Hollywood. I mean, seriously, that's who could we get? We need a big fat guy to be the bad guy. so until I get my A1C levels down and get down to like 250, I'll always be the bad guy. I'm the easy go-to guy, right? But so yeah,
well, you're just probably one of the more strong male performers.
Well, yeah. I mean,
troupe.
I exude testosterone. I mean, really, we have to spray the stage with anti-testosterone fumigants.
That may not. Well, in some nights, that's probably not the only thing the stage is sprayed with. I've been in plays, Ted. I've been in plays.
Oh, really? What was one of the plays you did? What was one of the plays you did?
Muscatine the musical. I'll throw down with the biggest fish of my catch.
Really?
All right. Yeah. I was Oscar Grossheim.
Were you really? And yes. So was your costume kind of tuxedo and tails with a big box camera, or how did you play that?
It was like a like a scratchy suit, like a gray colored, almost like thin cardboard. Felt like wearing a cardboard suit, but you carry this awkward, unhinged, like probably a 35-pound wooden 3-legged, what was supposed to be a camera on a tripod.
Right. So what, did they build one?
Yeah, they built one. And so I was in every scene, and I'm moving this around the stage. I have one line.
Yeah, what was that?
Play. Now, this is a musical, mind you. It was... let me just say this. It can be seen here on Channel 5.
Oh, you guys have it to run?
On the app, yes. Yeah. For VOD. But
how long ago was that? How long was that?
This was probably 2006.
Oh, that's super ancient history.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. And so I was Oscar Gross. It was written by Peter Press, who was at that time the director of Musser Public Library.
Right.
He wrote this. got off to like a phenomenal press. You know, like the media was covering it because they had all these big names writing some of the music
Sure.
pieces or whatnot, and they had
Well,
different. Anyway, it was a 2 week show, and it was filmed by Iowa Public Television. Brought their professional 5 camera crew
man.
there, preserved it, and then that was it. I think Peter thought this was going to become a Music Man style, like, oh,
Right,
Wilt,
right.
you know,
Well,
from the
there's, if anything, we're optimists in showbiz, right? It might
right. So I
just,
was that guy, and I had one line. It was the very last line of the entire play, but I was on stage the whole time, didn't have to sing, which I
okay.
can't sing
Let me see if
anyway.
I can guess. Can I guess what the line was? Hold on. Don't tell me the line. It was smile.
That would have been better.
What was your line? You don't.
I don't even know. It was like a one. It was like 2 or 3 words,
Right,
but it was
right.
like talking to a kid that was on the. It was like something about a sunset. Like,
Okay.
I,
Well, as you
oh,
bring up
something
these,
kid, you. But that would have been perfect.
well,
Smile.
here's another pillar of the community that's in our play. Patrick Slesser. He's the pastor at the United Church of Christ down on the highway, and
Now
he's
he looks like a pastor,
I know.
right?
Well, the problem, I moan and groan about being typecast. He's been in two plays. He's been a pastor both times. so, so I don't know. He may object the next play as I
It's
want
just
to.
something about that warm smile of
Yeah,
his.
yeah, yeah. He seems to have empathy in his heart towards others, and but so yeah, this is his second play, and he's a good sport about everything. Becky Hansen, you can't put on these plays without people that are prompting you and fixing this and making that. And Becky's been there. She's a classmate of Becky Allgood's, the two Beckys, Becky squared as we call them sometimes. And she's been at every play that we've done since we started. And again, you can't do these plays without people that are helping out behind the scenes. Tori Jo Martin, she's the youngest player of the cast. She's Mary Carpenter's niece, and she's seems to be bitten a little bit by the bug of acting, and so she's got a role in the play as one of the choir girls. So we're glad that she's there. Actually, we really just have her there so that she can bring the average age of the cast down from about 80 to somewhere
She
around.
wants to ride a SpaceX rocket. Now, this to me is
Uh-oh.
stark.
Yeah, that was
Very
a that was
dramatic
a
photo.
don't you think that looks like a Grossheim portrait just updated? Isn't that something like he
It
would do?
looks like something. Let's just say an Orson Welles movie. You know what? That's actually could be a portrait of maybe
Yeah,
a young Orson
there
Welles,
was
younger
something
middle aged Orson Welles.
I think there was something inside me that day. I took that picture down here in the bunker, that's the stone wall behind me. I think I was coming off some kind of conference call or something.
Hallucinogenic drug.
No, no, not
It's still on the hallucinogenic,
yeah, really.
apparently.
I could use a few more probably, but so no, that's so yes, I'm in the play and that's an older picture. So I have well, let's just say let's move on. But
And this is a familiar face,
yes,
Christy.
Christy Hager, the director of the Wilton Public Library, she's been in several plays, several Christmas plays, and she's in the play again this year. And we're just glad that I think she did plays in college and this and that, and so this is kind of a nice way to get out and if you've ever played basketball and you're not playing anymore, to get out and shoot a few free throws is a fun way to go. So, but yeah, she's lending her hand. Mike Taylor, this is the second play he's been in with the alumni. Mike's class of '69.
Mike looks like he's crafty. Like he's probably good. Like he's dexterous. He's good with his hands. Like he's a craftsman of some sort.
He could be. He does have that.
Oh boy, I've crossed the line by saying that about we lost you for a second. I thought I had crossed some sort of line by saying that Mike Taylor looked like a craftsman of some sort. But you're back. But your audio is not. We got to get your audio back. Oh no. This is what happens. Can we hear you, Ted? Are you muted on your end? We need. Can you hear me? Just nod if you can. Okay. Okay. Nope. I can hear you. You. Whatever you did solved the problem.
Well, I needed to have Mike Taylor, the craftsman, here to help me out on that thing. I don't know what was going on there, but he plays my henchman play and does a remarkable job. So it's worth it to see the comedy chemistry between myself and Mike play itself out on stage. So that's, the play is only $5. Now I have to tell you, if you're letting the ticket price keep you away from the Masonic Temple on Friday at 7 and Saturday at 7, you can't get a good cup of coffee in an airport for $5, if I remember correctly. So that's it's a solid entertainment value on Friday with the Wilton High School alumni players production of In Search of the Holy Grail. Now we've got a couple other people there. Now I don't see Chad. Chad, are you there? Cindy Teets is another production staff member. Again, she's been with us from the beginning, from every play, prompting us for lines. Oh, I have to tell you, with Cindy, when somebody's not there for a practice, which is usually all the time, she comes on stage and she'll read the part. She actually is a kind of a detriment in that she laughs at all the lines you're supposed to laugh at, and then she can't read her part. So it throws us off. But we love her and she does a great job. And like I say, she's there every time. Mary Carpenter, my personal barber, she's been in quite a few of the plays. I don't think she's been in all of them, but she's been in, probably 80% of the plays that we've done, and she she's a lot of fun. Barb Rabideau, she joins us this year. I did a play up at the community center that Barb was in years ago, pre Masonic Temple, and she actually has a great part, and it's worth the price of admission to see the dramatic conclusion to the play because Barb plays a very important part in that. And Samaya Luger, and now she has an unusual background. She's doing an internship at Highline out in here in Wilton, the chicken factory, and she's going to be a graduate of the University of Minnesota shortly, and she's staying in town during this internship at Highline. So nothing to do during the summer. So Becky Allgood asked her, gee, you want to come down? So she's running the sound and kind of the lights, and she seems to be enjoying herself. Once she graduates from Minnesota, she's headed to Jordan to spend some time with her family. Jane Hullinger, gee, what can we say about Jane? She remembers her lines. She's a great cook, and she's just an absolute great sport. She again plays one of the lady leads, if you will. I tried to say feminine ingenue. I can't say that word. So she's a lead part in the play as a love interest of the pastor of the church. So yeah, we got it all with this play. We got violence, cooking, uh, hint of romance, and so forth. So we're glad to have Jane on board again. She first did a Christmas play. Oh gosh, it's got to be 7 years ago, and she played the ghost of Christmas Past, I think it was. And so that's where Jane made her debut. So yeah, it takes a lot of people to put on that play, and again, we've had some pretty good runs of other plays. in the past. But once you're done with the play, now you can run out of the Masonic Temple and head over to the beer garden. And we've got some music there on Friday night and Saturday night. I'm trying to think.
Now, you would probably not encourage people to drink before they came to the Alumni Association play.
Well,
probably right. Or would that make it all the much more better?
I think it'd be more enjoyable. I mean, they'd certainly enjoy their $5, and you know, if it got too rowdy, we'd come off the stage into the crowd and take care of business. I mean, we're used to that, you know. But no, I'd say if you tipped a couple to kind of take the edge off, and then come over to the play to cheer and clap and enjoy it, why, I'd encourage that. Don't you think that'd make for a nicer evening?
I think that would be fun because there is so much else going on just right outside the doors of the Masonic Temple.
Well, see now our play is at 7:00, and once the play's over, you got plenty of time to go around. It's still light out at this time of year, and see the kids will be doing the bounce houses, and the bands are playing, and the vendors at Elder Park, the food vendors. We got a good selection of food vendors this year too. So, the other thing I'm working on, Chad, and I know this is exciting to you, we're doing our second annual Antique Tractor Parade and Show right down east of the Freedom Rock. Now, last year we had, I think 40 plus tractors show up. Really surprised us. We had no idea if anybody was going to show up or not, but it seems like farmers and their tractors, they just love them. And they like to go around and hang out with other people in their tractors. So it makes for a convenient meeting place. And we're offering a little prize money to sweeten the pot. You know, $100 for the best custom, fancy painted up one, $100 for the best work tractor, and then $100 for the most unusual tractor. And we have a category where we let the kids vote. So we'll have a kids' choice. And the kids' choice is usually for the most unusual tractor. But there's our Robert Arlen generated logo, August 16th and 17th in downtown Wilton, Founders Day. And Backyard Bash is the theme this year. I wonder how the parade's going to go. Oh, there's the Vintage Market at Elder Park, and I think that's pretty well full up. So that should be people have good memories of being able to go down to Founders Day. They can buy a 12-inch Bowie knife. You know, I don't think any of those will be on sale, but I've still got one. I've still got one I took away from my oldest boy back in the 80s. Hey, Dad, look what I got. It was like this SEAL Team 6 killer knife. So I've got that somewhere out in the garage.
You want to hear a funny story about my son? And so the first home run my son ever hits in a traveling baseball game, because we were joking. I never thought he was going to hit one over the fence. Well, especially as young as he was when he did. But he wanted a machete because we had been to like an Army surplus store. And he had seen these machetes, right? And he just, I don't know, he probably saw a movie or whatever goes on like a fifth grader's mind with his buddies. Sure. And so he wanted a machete. He hit a home run, like surprised everybody. And after that game, we went to an Iowa City Army surplus store. And that kid got a machete. Went straight to his mother's trunk.
Yes.
He's never seen the machete again.
Never seen it again. But you got to celebrate that. I mean, that's cause for an all-day celebration, not just the machete, but, hey, kid, you want a chocolate malt? How about 2 chocolate malts? Hit it over the
He wanted a machete.
Did you ever quiz him on, well, son, what do you want to do with that machete?
I don't know what. It was something that he wanted, and I don't know what he wanted to do with it. Well, he just never got that chance. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
his mom made sure of it.
That's the same with that 12-inch knife. I mean, it had the jagged teeth on it and everything. It was good for cutting wire and stabbing your, terrorist enemies and all that stuff. But yeah, that got put away real quick. But so anyway, getting back to it, the vendors, the kids will be able to go buy trinkets or the other stuff that's there, and stuff for the adults too. So that's all going to be down at Elder Park. So that's another good thing. And there's just something going on. Samantha's Dance Academy is putting on a show. The Friday night is the Grey Wolf Band. They were a pretty popular band when they played this last time. So everybody's looking forward to being down there at the Highline stage. Highline is sponsoring the musical stage, and it's a little different this year on the layout, Chad. It's over behind the City Hall. We built a big, I don't know how big that concrete emergency parking slab is, but that's where the stage is going to be. It's going to leave the Freedom Rock display open so that you could walk and sit up there and enjoy watching everything that's going on the sitting wall there at the Freedom Rock. So all in all, I think it's going to be a pretty good setup and an enjoyable way to spend an afternoon or an evening in downtown Wilton, which is kind of what it is. We're throwing a party, and the party consists of the bounce houses, the beer tent, the food vendors, the craft vendors, and the music and the tractor shows, and they're going to have a dunk tank this year too. Are you looking at the?
Robert is getting. I'm seeing like growth in his designs. Are you seeing it? I mean, look at his corn here, geometric shapes.
Oh yeah,
the patterns. So wow, that is fun to see.
And so once you set up the template like that and you start to embellish it, it really starts to pop out. Do you have that picture that I sent you? There's going to be a dunk tank this year. Now that should be popular because we hear that Mayor Doc Stanley is going to be one of the participants that's sitting in the dunk tank. So if you have a problem with anything in Wilton, I don't care what it is, your neighbor's lawn is too long, it's the mayor's fault, or the sidewalks, or the swimming pool, or the splash pad, or the streets have potholes, this is your chance. I don't know what they're charging for it's probably like 3 chances for $5 or something like that, or $1 a throw. But looking for volunteers to sit in the dunk tank, because I don't think Mayor Stanley wants to sit in there for 2 straight days. But
are you going to take your turn into the dunk tank?
Oh, there's a 250-pound weight limit on the seat. It wouldn't hold me. So I'm like 2 pounds over that. So for safety reasons, I can't go in that dunk tank. And plus, I'm too busy running the tractor show and doing the play. So and Mayor Stanley, great mayor and all that, but he doesn't have really too much to do that day. His minions are doing everything. The police are running security, and the city workers get the trash cans in place and all that kind of stuff. So the mayor's just kind of free floating, and he's available. But he may draft some people. I don't know. He may decide that he'll use his executive authority and power to make maybe some of the staff members or somebody from the street department or what have you to take their turn in the dunk tank. Now, to me, that would be frightening. That would be like, did you ever do a Jack in the Box when you were a kid? I even hate it when I'm an adult. And you hear it, do, 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 and you go slower and slower. I don't care if you know when it's coming up, it still scares you. So can you imagine sitting in a dunk tank, waiting for some kid, 40 throws come up and they miss, right? So you're getting complacent. And all of a sudden, I remember Eddie Saville. We had him on about a year ago or so, a great pitcher and all that. Eddie Saville was nailing the dunk tank. I think they, like in the, okay, Ed, you've knocked the guy down 5 times in a row. He's almost dead. You're done. Go away. But yeah, so you're sitting there for 40 straight times. Nothing happens. You're starting to look at your watch, and somebody comes up, nails it, into the water you go. I wouldn't like that. I'd be so edgy.
It would be stressful. You would be edgy.
Absolutely.
Than normal.
Yeah, I'd have to take a hydromorphone or something just to kind of calm me down and go, hey, bring it on. Bring it. So yeah, the dunk tank's something new. We're looking forward to. I don't know where they're going to put that. Maybe in front of the community center. I don't know. There's bingo. Do you know any bingo players, Chad? I'm getting a call, Chad. It's Becky Allgood.
It's Mr. McFeely.
Shall we take it?
Sure.
All right. Let's give it a shot. Speaker? Yes, Becky, you're on the show. What can I do for you?
Oh, well, can you two do the parade?
Who, me and Chad?
Yes.
Well, Chad's going to be a judge. How's he going to do the parade?
Well, if we bring the PA down where the judges are, why can't you two talk?
Well, we could do that, but I'm doing the tractor show down there.
Oh, but the tractors are in the parade.
Well, some of them. Well, I've got Mayor Bob. I think Mayor Bob might help me and sit at the registration table for me. So
Okay.
if that works out, Chad, you heard it here first. Are you up to doing the announcing for the parade? Does he have to also, in addition to being a judge?
Hey, tell him he's doing the horses.
Oh, he's cleaning up after the horses too?
Yeah.
Oh, what? And quit showbiz? Okay. So we'll figure out something, but Chad, you'll be there, right?
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. We'll talk after the show, but I am planning on broadcasting it, but we can microphones and audio connections. We can figure that out and have.
Okay. Well, the parade starts at 11:30, and so we'll be right down there at 4th and Mauer, and parade comes down the hill. We'll see him coming in plenty of time. I don't think we have a script, so it's going to kind of be like this show.
Do we ever have a script?
We've tried, but I'm terrible with the script. I actually, I feel better. Oh, there's Becky's picture. Yeah, that was who just called in on our phone. By the way.
Is she no longer on the phone?
No, she hung up.
Okay.
I want to extend the invitation to our vast listening audience, especially the ones in Ireland. Give us a call. We'll put you on the air just like that. If you call 563-554-4750, we'll dispense all kinds of advice, answer all kinds of questions.
Have you just given your phone number?
Nobody ever calls. They really don't. But I'm a lonely guy, Chad. I want somebody to call. Hello, Mr. Barth? Yes, we got your phone call off the show. Well, we have an interesting business proposition for you. Is the warranty on your car run out yet? We have an extended car warranty. I want more of those calls. But so yeah, we'd like to extend.
That sounded like it was set up, like that. The way it rang in, just like that, almost on cue.
I know. The best stuff is spontaneous. So, Chad, you're in. We're the PA announcers for the parade. And now coming down is, we have no idea who they are, but it's beautiful. And then you can say, why?
List. That's one of the things that I'm hoping that we'll have.
Good luck.
Available. What do you mean good luck? There's not a list of like the parade.
I don't think they're that organized. So well, I'll tell you who the people are, and then you can say something. And if I don't know who the people are, we'll say something anyway. That's the whole key to it. When the show is over, no one remembers. I mean, seriously.
Well, they will this year.
Yeah.
This year because we'll have it recorded. And
that's true. That's true. But when I
it all figured out.
I took a radio class. I had to take a radio class when I did the DJ work out at KSBR 88.5 FM, the 620-watt blowtorch FM station in Capistrano Valley. The teacher, who was a long-time South Orange County DJ for the various stations around there, he says, don't worry about making a mistake. It just keeps on going like a train. They'll never know. They just forget about it. So that I was the wrong person to tell that to, because I would make up, or I shouldn't say this, the FCC may come after me. Is there a statute of limitations for the FCC? I would literally.
It depends on what offense. What happened?
I would play some well-known song and just make up an artist's name and what the name of the song was, and then Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire would come on, and I would have said, this is Bobby Jones and his band of renown playing Begin the Begin, and then Johnny Cash would come on and sing Ring of Fire. So anyway, that's
so you would just like purposely mislead people.
I was a contrarian, yes, and I
You
figured if they're
you politics, that's probably comes in handy in your quest to dominate local Wilton politics.
yeah, well, I do have a constituency, but I don't know what it is. They haven't introduced themselves to me yet. But so anyway, this is a live change of events, Chad, and you're part of it. Right here on Wilton Wednesday, you people who are watching this show have seen history made. Chad
Nebic.
Yoakum is now on the public address announcer stand at Wilton Founders Day Parade.
What? I didn't hear that part of it. What do you
Oh,
mean
no.
the stand?
Well, the trailer that the judges sit on down there, we'll be sitting up there, and you'll have a microphone, and I'll have a microphone, and hello, I'm Chad Yoakum, your friendly host, and I'm Ted Maroff, the host of Wilton Wednesday, and we're here to tell you all about the parade you're seeing. Look, it's a fire truck from Bluegrass. Hi, fellas. And maybe they'll throw some candy at us. It'll be great. Bring your bag because you can get a lot of candy. If you hold the bag up and they go by, they'll try and make it right in the bag. So it works out pretty good.
This is almost like it could like twist into like a little horror sci-fi drama where it's just this quaint little small town America. Once a year, though, they invite other little area small towns rivals into their parade.
Right. Absolutely.
But then they never leave. Somehow they never make it back to their other little quaint towns. They either are absorbed into that town or they just simply disappear off the face of the earth.
Well, we keep their fire trucks and we paint them and relabel them. And
you keep your secrets hidden closely.
And Wilton has like 40 vehicles in their volunteer fire department, and other towns are destitute. What do we do? What do we do? But anyway, it's you heard it here first. You're looking at the announcing team for the Wilton Founders Day Parade, so that's kind of cool.
I am honored. It's going to be fun, and the weather.
Desperation makes for strange bedfellows. What can I say? So anyway.
We'll get cut to this because we talked about this earlier, but it's a nice poster. And
yeah. Do you know who did that one?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Anyway,
I just see I see two styles just happily coexisting.
Yeah, there's a contrast to it. Look, Chad, if everything were done by the same person with the same style, how boring would that become eventually?
No, that's what I'm saying, Ted. I like it. The only criticism that I honestly ever would have would be like your use of the same font, always bold. It's like always the bold impact style font, but that's it. That's all. I mean, I like everything else. It's creative and it's fun.
Well, to me, that's kind
consistent.
That's kind of a sign of authority.
You can read it.
Yeah, you can read it, but it's also a sign of this is official. This is an official font versus some, like Ed's supermarket font, like, hey, we got a sale on bananas in aisle 3. So yeah, I want it to punch. This is official.
And it doesn't stop. You punch and punch with your text. I mean, with your font choice. It's just all punch.
Well,
there's no dip or dodge or dive or...
The one is called Impact, believe it or not. But so the play, romance, bad jokes, blown lines, miscues, it's a lot of fun, and we have fun putting it on. How long is the
play? Is it?
The play will really be an hour or under, so probably about 45 to 50 minutes. So it's not like we're dragging you off the street and you're going to miss a whole lot from the start to the finish. So that's kind of our goal for a summertime play, is to make it short and snappy and sweet and to the point. So yeah, about 45 minutes to an hour. And we have air conditioning in the Masonic Temple, so if it's a hot day, we're running those 2 window air conditioners. It'll be comfortable in there.
That just seems like, you know, at Adventureland, they have like that saloon or whatever. It's like a playhouse. Mm-hmm. Other amusement parks have it. to like a themed, mostly old Western plays.
Right.
You go in, maybe you have a hamburger or a hot dog.
Sarsaparilla.
Magic show. Sarsaparilla, exactly. That's kind of what this seems like, like the hustle and bustle of the bounce houses and the fun outside. Well, now everybody, let's go over to the Masonic temple and watch this, because it's a nice time, like 50 minutes. It's a nice break in an air-conditioned environment.
Get to sit down, rest a little bit. And,
and it's right there. It's not like you have to get to your car and drive.
Right. Well, we'll have probably Friday night, maybe 80 to 100 people, and then the Saturday night about the same. And we have our regulars, but every now and then we get some new people coming in. And
what's the capacity? How many can you hold?
Comfortably, we could probably do 120. That's how many chairs we put out before. And on some of the Christmas plays, we get close to that. So that makes for a nice, big, intimate crowd, if you will, for a Christmas play. But for summer plays,
did you say Becky wrote this? Is this a
no?
This will be
DeGrill.
Nice.
See, that was funny, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
No, is this an actual like?
Yeah, this is an actual play that we played, paid for the licensing and the copies and all that stuff. And it's not our fault if we combine characters. Because we can't.
Well, no, that's what I was. I guess I was asking because we could otherwise like film it, have a different. But obviously, you can't do that with a licensed play.
Well, we video it because everybody likes to see the play at the end. But yeah, you obviously can't broadcast it out because whoever the author of it was, who was hoping that this would be his big break.
He was hoping that, just like.
You'd see it on YouTube. He probably does a robot
musical.
He probably does a robot search of YouTube daily for the word grill. And so anyway, so we can't run that on YouTube or anything like that. So, but it'll be for private use in private homes for the cast and the play. And if you wanted one, Chad, so you could watch it at home, I'd send you a private link on a YouTube link for it, and then you could watch it too.
Well, so far, I mean, I don't live in Wilton, so I can't be in a play. Otherwise, I have a feeling that Becky I would be on her list.
Oh, you can absolutely be in a play. I mean, the core is the Wilton High School Alumni Association, but we have, who did we have that was from, well, Jane Hollinger. She's alumni. She graduated from Wilton High School, but she lives in Bluegrass. Do you want me to get you a Wilton High School green card?
Well, I don't think that would be fair. I would like to help out, though. I mean, I miss being in plays and on the stage. I like the comedy side of things. I've had
you'd bring your acting powers to our stage. I'm flattered. That would be great. I mean, we can always use the help, Chad, if you're interested. I mean,
I could be the villain. I could be the villain since I'm an outsider.
Fine, that would make sense.
You could be like the hero. You could like make
I don't know if I could do that. I don't like that. I was never the hero in roller derby, and I seem to thrive on just being the jerk. Like, ha-ha!
It's easier. You don't have to be as responsible if you're like.
They used to. I'm not even going to tell that story. That'll make kids cry in the audience, But yeah, that would be fun. If this is a formal request, you're going into the database. Chad would play the villain, or maybe you could play an intrepid reporter or something like that if we did one of those.
I would like to help out. I don't mind being in it. How long do you practice like this? So because I just have ideas though, and I would just like to talk to Becky before I. Okay. So I think there might be other things that we could do. That we could add or. With that enthusiasm and we just went through the headshots of the people that are in this particular performance. It just seems like there's a lot of energy and good people that possibly we could do other things. Here in Muscatine, we experimented, not me, I was part of it at the beginning, but we did like radio plays, like old, like they were already written. They were public domain radio from like the 40s and 50s, like old radio dramas and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
We just basically just sat there and read scripts. And I mean, there's just things that I think can be explored when you combine talented people and just like a passion to do something like this with the modern technology post-COVID. I think there's just some fun things that we could do that would be very, very similar to traditional plays. And by that, I mean requiring the same commitment by the people involved.
Well, the commitment
but the
for our plays
performance and the output of it, the end product, I think might be different and be able to be accessible to many more people.
Well, those would be fun things to talk about. I've seen them do the plays where the cast is like doing a radio production, reading this from the scripts and so forth. Those are fun to watch.
That's kind of what we did, but there's like a never-ending treasure trove of pre-written quality material.
How much did you guys practice?
Well, that's what I mean. That's the part of the problem with the traditional play, and is that it just takes so long for a payoff of just like those two special performances. The audience loves it, but the actors and everybody behind the scenes has just gone through 2 to 3 months worth of every spare moment of their life has just been absorbed into that.
Well, let me offer you this model.
And I think that there might be ways to get around.
Let me offer you this model. We started practicing second week in July. We practice once a week on the Sunday. And it's up to you to learn your lines and this and that. So we come together once a week. Now this week we're practicing every night up until the opening night. So really,
that's cool. I like it because why I mentioned the radio scripts is because once you build a character, it would be easier to repeat that character, you know, and it would be fun to do these more frequently instead of just like practicing for 2 months and then one play, just like have it more of a combination of not so much of the those comedy routines that are just.
We're so relieved when this is over, even as little as we do. We don't even want to think about the Christmas play, but quite frankly, we'll start practicing the stupid Christmas play like in October. So that's only.
Why do you do this? Why, wasn't that interesting? Have you ever stopped to think or ask yourself, like, why are you doing this out there in Wilton? Because we don't do it in Muscatine. I guess we could say we're equal with you, but that's saying a lot because Wilton per capita, you're impressively active in theater out there. Why are you doing this?
It's acting, but we're doing it. I think we just have several like-minded people that like to do stuff to put on a party. I mean, I've pontificated on this previously, but when we were kids, the adults in town, the merchants, what's that dog barking at? They would basically put on Wilton Days, as it was called back then, and the various events, the smorgasbord and Memorial Day, and if they had some fireworks or REC days, and now we're adults, we're just kind of paying it forward. It's like if somebody doesn't do it, it doesn't get done.
And you have the rest of the community needs to support it as well. I mean, you wouldn't continue to do this if nobody showed up to watch it.
That would make it kind of difficult, yes. Now, we've tried some stuff, and culturally things have changed. Do you hear that? My little dog?
Yes. You said 6 months? Or
7 months old, a toy Aussie. Yeah, he's obviously barking at a cat that's trying to eat his food or something. Anyway, if people didn't show up, it would make it very difficult. Like, why are we doing this? We tried a thing at the Masonic Temple way back when, probably 8-9 years ago, where we would show a 10-cent movie on a Sunday afternoon for the kids. I bought a screen, we set it up, I got a projector, and we'd run kids shows, and we'd ask the kids, what do you want to see? And the kids are just, they're playing on their devices. I think the only kids that showed up were the ones that the parents threatened them and made them come. So we did that one year, and it was kind of like, okay, we're not. I don't need to go down to the Masonic Temple to see a movie, and so we gave it a good shot, but it just didn't work out. So we gave that one up. So yeah, if we were doing these plays and we didn't get a decent little turnout, it just seems that people enjoy it. And we've actually gotten to the point with the plays that people will say, are you doing a play again this year? It's part of their, social structure. They like it. And so as long as that happens, we'll probably keep doing it.
I just think I'm just honored to be a part of this year's Founders Day, and I am.
Well, you're a bigger part of it now.
Well, I think there's so much talent, and when I look at these faces of the people just in the play, and people like Robert Arlen and just Becky, of course, everybody from your community, I am honored to continue to help make it better, So I will continue to help Wilton as long as I can, and you want me to. We can still do this. Excellent. Because I am not from Wilton, and I just need to be clear because I don't want people to. Because I know how I might feel like if somebody from Muscatine, that wasn't from here, all of a sudden, you're becoming part of. I just want to make that clear. I don't want to offend anybody in Wilton.
Nah, you're not going to offend anybody.
Assuming that I understand Wilton or anything.
I mean, if that were a rule of thumb, then Tom Cruise couldn't be in a movie anywhere because he wasn't from their town. So you're just a naturally engaging character, Chad.
Well, I appreciate it. I just don't want to disturb the natural selection processes in place.
Well, if the crowd starts booing. We'll know we've got an issue, but I think Wilton will welcome Chad Yoakum of the Musser Library Libraries Alive series with open arms. I mean, you are basically a celebrity in town. And so people will flock to see somebody that they've seen on TV. Don't be surprised if they come up and want an autograph. Do you have any glossy promo headshots of yourself?
I let my handlers deal.
You have handlers? Things. I don't have any handlers.
You don't? What?
I have to do everything myself.
Oh man, what that's like.
I know. Well, hey, do we have a word of the day? Are we getting close to the end here?
Ted, I was just getting ready to say that exact same thing. Look at that. The two announcers of the parade are on the same page already.
Ha! Very good.
Will it remain that way? Who knows? But here's the word. Let's see what it is today. Well, you know what? We can't see it. Let me resize the screen. This happened the other day as well.
Did it? Electronics will bag you every chance they get. Okay. Tapuna.
Tapuna. And then it's an ancestor. I don't know. Here's the
threw up the definition already.
Festival was a celebration of the culture and traditions passed down from our Tapuna.
Our ancestors?
Dance and food showcasing the rich heritage of our ancestors.
What? It's not in the Scrabble dictionary, but would be worth 8 points? Where did that come from? It's a Polynesian word? Oh, I see. Proto-Polynesian Oompa from Proto-Australian. Okay, somebody's really stretching it here. I think that's a made-up word.
I do. A lot of times I'll find these words on a website called Word Hippo.
Word Hippo.
Word Hippo. And it's just like a thesaurus, but it's generates a lot of words.
I would have a hard time using that in a sentence. Tapuna. That doesn't fit the English language. I could see where that would be like a Polynesian dialect or something like that would fit right in. Like I don't know. Go bring me a tapuna from the market. We're having tuna tonight. Tuna with tapuna.
Tapuna salad. And then straight to bed.
That's it. That's it. Oh, well, Chad, I think I got some Wilton Founders Day stuff that I got to get done today. So if we can bring this to a close, I'm all for it.
I insist. Yes.
Yes. I hope our viewers had a good time today because we sure did.
We sure did. And we will continue the fun. It doesn't stop. Right
Never.
Here on Channel 5. Except for this show now. We do have to stop this show.
All right. Let's see you next Wednesday. Okay.
Before that, Ted, we're going to be back, dude, on Saturday.
Aha. Very good.
Okay.
See you, everybody.